Happy Friday, everybody. It's hashtag FAQ Friday, live from the Lake District. And what a damp day it is today. We're discussing the challenge of hospitality businesses that are currently facing of increasing costs whilst trying to manage service standards. So I wanted to give you the top tips guide on how to increase your profitability, generate positive cash flow, and elevate hospitality service standards to stand out as a leader in the industry. So, first of all, maximizing profit and positive cash flow. You've got to be aware and audit your P&L at least monthly. Ideally, you've got to be doing weekly management meetings with weekly finances to pinpoint areas of excessive spending and areas of gaps to be able to fill for revenue gaps. That is really important. And focus on cost of goods sold, COGS, which you can do this with a number of ways: renegotiating supplier contracts, buying bulk if you've got the cash flow to do that. If you've not, please don't do it. And use seasonal and local ingredients. Lots of people are already doing so many elements of this, but really look at how you can manipulate your cost of goods sold, because that is a good element to start with, but increasing your revenue, which is really important. And then labor cost management, implement rota optimization software and cross-train staff to maintain efficiency at all times. I mean, when I first started in the industry, we were trained in all areas because it was really important. And we need to literally look at going back to that to ensure that we use our SWOT analysis and our motivators and demotivators, which we use at AJ Lakes as part of a SWOT analysis for all the team. Which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for each employee, and they fill it in. And then what motivates and demotivates, which is a big and a great addition to help to put the right people in the right place to ensure that the most efficient and effective of the business. And upsell and cross-sell. Create tiered service packages, for example, standard, premium, platinum, etc. See how you can be able to do that within your organization and empower staff, not with scripts necessarily, but train them how to, whether you incentivize them, but scripts is a good thing to start with, but actually do role playing, which is helping to upsell rooms, wines, sides, etc., room upgrades, but look at it as serving, not selling, and get your team to have that mindset, which is really important. And use AI tools. We've got Immersive XP. You're very welcome to try that if you're interested. Get in touch with me, Alison at ajlakes.com, which is really important. You can try that, test it out with your teams. We're looking for feedback, so you get a good traction with it at the moment. So please get in touch if you're interested with that. It'll help you with your KPIs, training staff, recognizing, observing opportunities in real time as well, which is really important. And then revenue diversification. Look at ways, ask your team, have mind map meetings and have chats about it. Explore new revenue streams, whether you're hosting masterclasses, tasting events, afternoon teas is the norm in our industry. Offer premium experiences like chef's tables, private dining, or wellness retreats, etc., that helps and supports the different revenue stream that you currently got. And monetize unutilized space for co-working, micro events, or launches, community activities, etc. That will help to look at your revenue per square meter, because this must be looked at to help and generate more income, more revenue. And then cash flow optimization, implementing clear payment terms and enforced deposits for bookings where possible, but put that in a different bank account. So many people in the past fell trouble with that in COVID when they actually spent the deposits prior to the people booking. So make sure it's in a separate bank account because it's not yours to use until the person's actually stayed with you or use that deposit. Set up monthly recurring revenue via memberships, loyalty schemes, etc. And then use forecasting tools. Loads of PMS systems have got this now, property management systems, to predict shortfalls and proactively bridge the gap. So you've got so many opportunities, but it's about using your weekly management meetings to ensure that you can do that. But unless you know what is going on in the business, you can't manage what you can't measure. So you must be able to measure all the elements of your business to help and support you to elevate where you are currently now. Then the next element is elevating your service standards. Staff training and empowerment is so important, providing continuous role-specific training, using immersive platform like Immersive XP to simulate real scenarios, introduce weekly team briefings, as I've mentioned before, with guest feedback, highlights, and service improvement goals. Focus on what you've done really, really well and mitigate the risk of the things that you haven't done that great, but make sure you celebrate. I was speaking to somebody the other day as one of my coaching sessions, and they were saying that a new starter was getting rave reviews, and they were going to just tell them. And I said, how are you going to celebrate it? You've got to celebrate the wins for your team to help to create the momentum and consistency to be able to do that. And then implement a coaching culture where leaders model desired behaviors and empower team members to solve the problems, on the spot. I had a no problem policy in every business that I have run and led, the teams I've led, and solutions are our answer. And it's really important to empower your team to be able to do that. And create a guest-centric culture, design the guest journey from first touch points to follow-up. Map out each stage and surprise and delight wherever possible. Gather real-time guest feedback through digital surveys and encourage immediate service recovery where possible. And if you can't do it immediately, make sure you follow up and check on your guests. Celebrate service wins publicly in team meetings and reward service excellence. This is really important because that creates momentum and it creates habit forming that will be great for your team. Stand out as a market leader. Differentiate with your mission, vision, ethics, and values. I talk about this all the time. It's really important, but that differentiates you. It also helps you if you had your unique selling point, your unique value proposition, to really highlight that. But lead with your mission, lead with your vision, ethics, and values, and make them visible in every guest interaction. It should be a living and breathing element of culture in your organization. It shouldn't just be on a wall or in a drawer. This is really important. It's foundations of your business. I go on about this all the time, but it drives everybody to live and breathe what you're here to deliver. And emphasize sustainability. And what do I mean on that? Sustainability is really important to save the world, but it's really important to start from the ground up, saving yourself with your own oxygen mask on, your team, your suppliers, your customers, but also the world as well. So it's about the whole 360 rounded approach with that, and local partnerships and social impact. Like my AJ Lakes Foundation, the vision that I have for that, homeless into hospitality. And you start to attract people who value that collaboration, partnership, etc. And innovation through tech, use tools like Immersive XP. I know I go on about it, but it's really important that we actually embrace these tools to help and support you in your business, to make it easier so that you can live your best lives by being, work-life integration, but also to help and support you to be physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially free from your businesses. And that's the tools I'm creating to help and support each and every one of you to do that. For unique on-the-job training, Immersive XP is ideal that competitors lack. Be one of the first, to try it out. Be one of the first early adopters who want to actually be ahead of the game. rather than following up and wondering why you're not taking as much traction as everybody else. And introduce, elements. There's contactless check-ins if that's right for you, personalization apps or guest portals to streamline and elevate the experience. But see how you can actually elevate your making memories. That's what hospitality is amazing at. And leveraging marketing smartly is so key. Promote behind the scenes videos of your team training, your prepping, or surprising your guests or exceeding guest expectations, and share case studies and testimonials showing how your service improved outcomes for your customers, your clients, your guests. And use storytelling, especially on LinkedIn and Instagram. Storytelling is really amazing to build the emotional engagement in your brand. And so there's loads of action steps to take. The summary is making sure that you're doing weekly awareness of your P&L accounts, but also your cash flow and your balance sheet. You should have a scoreboard with that. Where are the gaps for the future? Making sure that you are watching all of the elements on your monetary value in the business. Is any gaps in the market that you can actually fill to help and support you, and then look at standards weekly as well. It's great on your management weekly meetings, but you can do daily prayer meetings, we call it in the industry, where you're checking in, where are we against the full target. We're 6 months in now to the year. Where are you against your goals in your business? Have you monitored it? What did you set out at the beginning of the year to achieve, and have you got anywhere near it or not? And then looking at booking software with payment integration, standard weekly coaching tips, the huddles, with your teams, where we're up to with that, marketing, sharing service excellence stories, social media calendar, and leadership revisit, core values, monthly mission, vision, ethics, and values. But do that on workshops, but also do it living and breathing. Check it with your KPIs as well. So it's really important. So I hope that's helped. As always, it's Alison at ajlakes.com. We're here excuse me, to help and support a million busy business owners, managers, and teams to live your best lives. So for me, it's really important that we can help and support you to do that by being physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, physically free from your businesses. And you can only do that if we can help and support you in some way. But keep in touch with us. Let us know how you're doing it within your business and how you're doing it with your teams as well. Excuse me. So, as always, we wish you all the very best for a happy Friday and a happy weekend. Please get in touch if you've got any questions at all. If we can help and support you, we've got a 20-minute no obligation strategy call to help and support you to get on your way. And click on any of my social medias, message me, DM me if you've got any questions you want answering. But as always, it would be great if you've enjoyed this experience to like and share and maybe subscribe to help and support you to achieve your best lives. So I hope that's helped. May I wish you a happy Friday and a happy weekend, and thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye.